I want everyone to please stop saying women can sense if you blank. So, for example, women can sense if you are desperate, or women can sense if you want something specific out of them, or women can sense if you just want to sleep with them, or women can sense if you just want to get inside their pants and all that kind of stuff. So here's some backstory that I can tell you that happened like 2 or 1 month ago. That basically there was this girl like in my class that I was kind of interested in. And so one day I asked her for her social media so that I would get her contact. And I was like, "Do you have Instagram?" And she was like, "Now, yeah." And then she just left. She was just like, "Bye," and left. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? She just said yeah and then just left. And I felt really upset and really angry and really resentful at that moment because she was like, it seems like she lied to my face. Like, it seemed like she was on to something. It seemed like she like silently tried to reject me. She was like, "Yeah, I can give you contact," but then she just left and she just stormed out of there. And I was like, what the fuck was that treatment?" And then I started thinking about all those things people say that women can sense if you, and I was like, oh my god, she was onto something. She could sense all that. She could sense my intentions, but she did not tell me anything. Like she did not even clarify that she could sense that I wanted something out of her, and that was so messed up. But eventually, a few weeks later, I then decided to actually stand up for myself, and so I actually confronted this girl. And by confronted, I mean I basically then approached this girl again, and I was like, "Hey, let me know if I made you uncomfortable. Did I make you feel bad or anything lately?" And she was like, "What? No, you did not make me feel bad at all." And I was like, because when I asked you for social media, you were like, "Yeah, but then you just left." And she was like, "Oh, because I was in a hurry." And that was it. Now, for the record, I did not ask for her social media again, but that's because I then lost, I was no longer interested in her. But the point is, this whole time I thought that this girl basically rejected me because she could sense something out of me, when in reality she was just in a hurry, and it was not that deep, and people tend to overcomplicate things when they say like, "Oh, women can smell, they can sense when you want to get something out of them." And even if it is true, even if it's true, here is the problem with it. When you say this to incels, that, oh, women can sense when those incels want something specific out of those women, what it actually causes is that those incels all of a sudden start dehumanizing women even more than they ever did before. Holy crap, that was not supposed to rhyme. No rhyme intended. But the point is, basically, when someone tells me this, women can sense when you blah blah blah, which I have been receiving in some comments, and this is something that people say to many incels and many sexually and romantically frustrated young men. How I feel when I hear and read this is, oh my god, all those women, they are onto my secret plans. How the fuck can they sense all this? They, they are not smarter than me. How dare they sense my secret plan? How can they sense all my intentions? And it creates this like me versus them mentality, which is really unhealthy and toxic when you're trying to create a loving and well functioning relationship with someone. And so I prefer very much treating women like people with their own problems, which is just not gonna happen when people keep saying, oh, women, they all women as a monolith, as a collective force, can all sense you being desperate. They can sense you wanting something out of them. When in reality, it's usually not that deep. It's just like some women don't even know who you are. Some women are indeed just in a hurry. And when you have this mentality that they all, as like a unity, are like plotting and scheming against you, that they are onto your secret plans, it makes it so much harder for me to humanize them and view them as individuals. And it just leads to me reinforcing like the me versus them belief, and that, oh, they all are this like secret force that think they can foil my plans. And like I said, that is not a healthy mindset to have when you are trying to have a good, meaningful relationship with one of those women. And so I just want everyone to please stop saying to either me or any other romantically and sexually frustrated young man any sentence that starts with women can sense if you. Thank you.